So, as you guys know by now, Steven Crowder got embarrassed on the H3 podcast because he was trying to take advantage of Ethan Klein, who he himself called a layup. And Ethan smartly brought on Sam Seder, a left wing news host who has been trying to debate Steven Crowder for a long time. Now, keep in mind, the premise of all of this is that people like Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, these right wingers are debate gods. Liberals don't want to debate them because they get crushed in debates. But it turns out that that was just a big facade that was being put up by debating not fully educated, especially in the realm of debate, college students. But what you notice is anytime these people have conversations or debates with intelligent people, they get crushed. So you saw what happened to Ben Shapiro with Andrew Neil on BBC. He completely melted down. And his debate with Ro Khanna was pretty devastating for him. Basically, everything he said got debunked entirely off the fly. So, Steven Crowder has been running shitless from Sam Seder. He had a full-on meltdown when he saw Sam Seder on the H3 podcast on that Zoom call. And what we see here is Steven Crowder embarrassingly tried to defend himself by not even sending out his own tweets, but actually retweeting other people's tweets. So it's an even more coward. Like, this is super cowardly as well. So this tweet from some guy says, "Low IQ Ethan Klein brought on Kroger Michael Knowles to debate for him." By the way, that guy is the Daily Wire third stringer. So Steven's reaction is exactly what we were feeling. Ha ha. Ethan blocked me too because he can't even rebuttal an argument when behind a keyboard. That's how untalented he is. Sad. And then what's hilarious is, he links the Vice article, which, by the way, I think Vice and Business Insider both covered this story, which makes it even more hilarious. This has been a complete disaster for Steven Crowder and the right wing, by the way. This is a huge win for the left, like one of the biggest wins in a long, long time for the left. But if you read even the comments on this, it's hilarious. It says, "But imagine wearing a fight like hell shirt and then running." That is pretty hilarious that he's wearing a fight like hell shirt. Meanwhile, he's running away from a debate, literally having a panic attack and a meltdown where he probably shat his pants. This one says, "I love that Crowder tried to call him peanut pad eyes when he started panicking, then cut the camera to his producer." So it is potentially that weird like beady eyes comment that he was making that didn't seem to make sense. It appears that he might have been making like this sort of anti-Semitic thing about, Jewish people supposedly having beady eyes or whatever. Says, my dude Crowder looks really bad here. Hashtag beta male. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous how Crowder runs away from debating this guy. I'd be pretty embarrassed if I were him or any member of his team. At least Ethan admits he knows nothing and tries to establish a real debate instead of just insulting people and running away. Hey, where can I get that fight like hell shirt so I can start fights with people and run away when someone who could actually fight me steps up? So basically just a bunch of comments of just people shitting on even this guy, and Steven Crowder retweeted him. So, he was trying to boost a comment that was supporting him, but doesn't look like it worked out too well. He also quote tweeted, I think the name of the author of this article. It's his opinion. "Steven Crowder showed why we shouldn't engage with debate me bros." This is hilarious because if you would have told me that this was what would happen in a couple years, if you told me this back in like 2015, 2016, I don't think I would have believed you. I really don't. Because these guys are the debate me bros. Who do you think are the debate me bros? It's Steven Crowder, Ben Shapiro, these people. And so it's hilarious to see the way that it's flipped. And this just goes to show how politics is often just a sort of like Newtonian, back and forth essentially. But it's hilarious that the Daily Wire, the outlet that is founded, owned by Ben Shapiro, and funded by billionaires, fracking billionaires, is now making articles about why they shouldn't engage with debate me bros. And keep in mind, Ben Shapiro doesn't even really do any debates anymore. His public relations person must have told him that this really damaged the whole BBC situation, really damaged his reputation, and so he hasn't really done any since. He had that one with Ro Khanna, he got his shit kicked in. He what he did essentially was he retweeted a bunch of people supporting him. One from Total Moron, Lauren Chen. It seems update on this since I've just seen the full exchange between Crowder, Seder, and Ethan. I'm not familiar with Seder, but it seems like he's a debate me bro type who challenges figures with a bigger audience than him to debate. That way, when they refuse, he can call them cowards. Sam Seder debates with literally everyone. He talks to callers on the phone. He's done that like his whole tenure at the Majority Report. He debates literally anybody. So, but Lauren Chen is one of the dumbest people I've seen. She doesn't have a smart bone in her body, so I'm not even surprised about that at all. This is a video link. Steven Crowder embarrasses Ethan Klein, busted lying and cowardly brings Sam Seder on. Here's the Daily Wire third stringer. I'm not familiar with non-Steven Crowder people in the video. I seem like real jerks. The conservative sits down for a good faith debate. The lib lies and tries to cheat. How many times have you seen this sort of thing? Ethan brought Sam Seder in his place, not in addition. And how is that a good faith debate when Steven Crowder's only debating the guy that he in his own words said is a layup? So how is that good faith? That's not good faith. He's just looking for somebody to be able to beat down on because they're not an expert in the field of politics or debate. Debate is essentially an art. It's like wrestling, basically, kind of thing. It's a skill in and of itself. But Ethan isn't even really educated fully on politics either. So he was going to take advantage of this guy. That's not called good faith. Good faith would be him wanting to have a debate with Sam Seder. Even that is questionable in terms of whether debates are even good faith, period. I don't think they are. But, that would at least be somewhere in the realm of what we are now. He also retweeted a quartering tweet that says Ethan Klein literally reached out to Steven to ask him to debate, then proceeded to agree on topics and never had any intention of doing it. This is a huge L. I don't see how this is at all. I mean, to me, what Ethan showed was humility and intelligence on his part, was to be like, yeah, dude, I'm not a political expert. I'm not a political debater. This is going to be a bad situation for me. And so he said, hey, I know this guy that you're running from, Sam Seder. I'm going to bring him in my place because he's educated in politics and debating. And so this is someone you can debate. It's all about the merits. And so honestly, it just goes to show, I would say, the character of Ethan to be able to admit, like, yeah, dude, I'm not that intelligent in this field. This is not going to go well for me. So I'm going to bring on somebody who is on your level or higher. And Steven Crowder proceeded to run. So this just goes to show how cowardly Steven Crowder is. He's not even sending out his own tweets. He's fucking retweeting other people on Twitter to support him, and most of those tweets are getting demolished in the responses. But moreover, in the bigger picture, this has been a complete, gigantic, massive failure for not only Steven Crowder, but the entire right wing. This has really destroyed their reputation online. I think a lot of young people who were drawn in by the Change My Mind debate videos or the Ben Shapiro owns liberal part 269,000 5 billion trillion gazillion. I think they're going to realize, like, oh shit, this whole time this was all theater, and they're debating people who they know are not educated in debate or politics. And once it comes to actually debating educated people, they get fucked, or they just run for their lives. You know what I mean? So we saw that with Ben Shapiro and Ro Khanna, Ben Shapiro, Andrew Neil. Now you see this with Steven Crowder being so scared he doesn't even want to debate Sam Seder, period. So he has a panic attack, he shits himself, and then he runs. So that's what's going down here. Steven Crowder trying to do like weird damage control for himself and trying to defend himself in the most cowardly way by retweeting other people.